Sup, y'all? Welcome to Original Gamers Podcast right here on the CrossForge Gaming Twitch channel. I am your host, Patrick Ryan, otherwise known as Huge Cow Patty, or HCP for short. I am joined this week, as always, by my co-host, Joel Watt.
Hello, friends.
And Nolan Brown.
Hey, everybody.
Today, we're going to be talking about Sonic Adventure, and for the first time here on Original Gamers Podcast, occasionally I'm going to jump over to some video footage of the game because I actually played it a little bit this week and recorded it. And as you'll find out as the show goes on, my getting to play it this week has drastically changed my opinion of this game from before I played it this week. This show would probably have been a lot different had I just gone off of my memories of it as a child. Now I'm an adult, and I see it for what it is. Anyway, before we do that, as we always do, let's shoot the breeze for a little bit. So, Joel, how you been this week?
Fine.
Is that a question?
Sorry, I was not prepared to answer that.
Should have been.
Sorry, I was trying to change the metadata because it looks like you just hit go live and didn't change anything.
Yeah, I did. I'm just noticing it says we're playing Hollow Knight, and that's not true.
No. Anyway, what am I? How have I been? Sorry, I just woke up, so like I'm not really all there. Yeah, I had an all right week. I mean, Friday we did the community game night. We played Jackbox.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun.
It was.
What else? I don't know. It's been kind of a normal week. I've been sleeping well, so like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all kind of run together. Sorry.
All right. That's okay. Nolan, how you been?
I'm all right. For the most part, it's been a normal week, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really done anything. I mean, played more Dark Souls. That was fun. I died a lot. I died like 80-something times over the course of the stream. So that was something.
Yeah.
Which is mostly just because, like, you know, I've never played, so I'm just trying to explore. So I don't know where things are, so I'm just dying because I'm trying to find things. But oh well, I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, I like community game night. That was a lot of fun, especially TKO. That was a lot of fun.
That game's pretty great.
TKO was one of the better games of Jackbox.
Because that was the first time I had ever played that, so that was a new thing for me. Like, yeah, just those top 3 shirts were amazing.
Yeah, for anyone, and I do believe our new promotions person Kelly is in the chat. For anyone who's curious to know about how TKO went, I'm sure he can share that link. Actually, only if he's been made a moderator, which I don't know that he has. No, he hasn't. I will make him a moderator real quick, and then he can share the link in the chat. Also, for some reason, while I'm trying to watch the stream from my personal Twitch account, nothing in the chat is loading, and I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. But when I'm on the CFG channel, it is. Anyway, so yeah, it's a game on Jackbox Party Pack. We make T-shirts, and there was another drawing game we did postcards. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing it. If you guys follow my personal, oh no, it's not personal. It's not my personal Facebook page. I have a Facebook page that is my online persona, and I journal over there. If any of you follow that, you'll have probably read that I lost my job on Monday. That kind of stinks. So I've been looking for a new job. Also putting more time into CrossForge Gaming because, as I'm sure I've told everybody here before, I hope for this to be my job one day. So that's something that I'm working on.
That'd be cool.
Anyway, Monday I played this game and recorded it, and it was, oh my gosh, this game. Yeah, we can go right into talking about the game, because other than I'm job hunting, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. So let's just dive right in. The developer of this game, and I'm sure they're proud of themselves, Sonic Team. I don't know what happened. The game's published by Sega. The director of this game is Takashi Iizuka.
Yeah.
Is he the guy that created Sonic?
I don't
No, that's
I
the
don't
next
think
guy.
so. That's the next guy, the producer, Yuji Naka. Yeah, I knew his name had to have been on here somewhere.
I mean, he's the current head of Sonic Team.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Mr. Mouse.
Yeah.
I mean, he started on Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Is when he
Okay.
first started with
Iizuka,
Sega.
okay.
On the two best Sonic games.
And he helped supervise.
He helped survive Sonic. Yes,
He helped survive
it's a
Sonic.
death-defying experience developing Sonic.
They're surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. How do I do this? I'm trying to make Kelly a mod. I think I do that.
You got to be on the actual CFG.
I'm on
page.
the CFG thing. You have added We Are Keller as a mod.
/ mod and then his
Whoa.
I did it. I got it figured out.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Blah blah blah. Back to this. Yeah. Nolan, who wrote this gem?
Who wrote this gem?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't have the document open in front of you?
I was on a different tab. I have
punk.
tabs. I'm sorry.
Blacker.
I know.
Do your job.
The writer?
Yeah. Who wrote this gem?
Akinori Nishiyama.
Does he still have a job?
Gem of a game. I don't know. Let's see. It's well, he doesn't have a hyperlink, so I'm gonna.
Oh, okay. Yep. This was it. This was his first script and last script.
Yeah.
Joel, you want to read the composers? Actually, if anybody did a halfway decent job on this game, it was the composers.
Yeah.
I just say halfway decent. Anyway, Joel, who are they?
So there are 4 people listed here. Their names are Jun Senue. That sounds Korean, actually. Fumie Kumatani, Keiichi Tokoi, sorry, and Masaru Satsumara. I don't know any of these names.
I don't either.
I don't know Sega people.
Jun Senue, he's done a lot of different stuff for Sonic. He was the lead composer and sound director of this game.
There you go.
Nice.
And that was like his big thing was this one.
So he's the one responsible for getting Duke Nukem to be the voice of Big the Cat.
I would say that's a true statement. I still
for those of you who don't know, that's a bit of trivia. John St. John, the voice of Duke Nukem, voices the wonderful character of Big the Cat in most Sonic games.
The best character in this game.
I did not
by
realize
far.
that. I heard an interview with the guy who voices Duke Nukem on IGN.
Yeah,
very interesting.
He's an interesting character.
Yeah, he is. And he's the only, as far as I remember from the interview, he's the only person that's ever voiced Duke Nukem. So even when the what was it, Duke Nukem Forever or whatever that finally came out, he did the voice for that. For anybody who's wondering, the people who wrote the theme song to this game, Open Your Heart, are that Jun Senoi and what was Kenichi Tokoi was that person in the list. I need to navigate it. Yeah, so those are the two who wrote that song. That song is probably the best part of the game, right there. You can pop the disc in your Dreamcast or load it up on Steam. and listen to that, and then turn it off because you've seen everything this game has to offer.
It's on Steam.
Yeah, that's how I played it. I played it on PC. Well, Sonic Adventure DX is
okay,
the director's cut.
Yeah. Which you would think was better.
It'd be funny. No. It probably is.
It probably
that's the best part. It probably is better.
In some ways, I'm sure that it is. All right, artists for this game are Kazuyuki Hoshino and Yuji Yukawa. I don't know. They butcher these names. The game was released in Japan for the Sega Dreamcast on December 23rd, 1998. In North America, everybody together, $9.99. Okay, just me by myself.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't know that's what you were going for.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was their big marketing thing, was that it was coming out on
$9.99.
And in Europe on September 23rd, 1999. This was a launch game for the Sega Dreamcast. Actually, the Dreamcast had a decent launch. It was Sonic Adventure, Power Stone, Soul Calibur, Crazy Taxi. I'm doing all this off the top of my head. I can't remember if Tony Hawk 2 was out on day one or not, but I know it was at least out pretty early in the Dreamcast life.
When did Seaman come?
I never had Seaman.
Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Shenmue.
Jet Set. Oh, I didn't realize the first Shenmue was a launch title.
That's right.
Okay, yeah. So there was a time when console launches weren't awful, because I feel like as of late, most console launches they don't launch with very many games, and the few games that they do launch with aren't necessarily very good. Whereas on the Dreamcast, Crazy Taxi is a good game, Soul Calibur is an excellent game, Power Stone's a good game, Shenmue I haven't played, but I hear it's a good game. That's why everybody's clamoring for Shenmue 3, which I guess Sony's publishing, or
it's supposed to be.
There's that weird Kickstarter that's attached to it. I don't know, but
I
don't care. The Dreamcast launch was actually fairly decent, except for this game. This game's dumb. All right, like I said, I promised y'all that I would be switching back and forth between footage of us and footage of the game. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to keep talking about it, but I'm going to pull up what you're seeing on your screen. Unless you two have the stream open, you're not seeing it, but I started recording right from the beginning. So right now what you're seeing is the opening cinematic. The opening cinematic actually looks pretty decent. Obviously it looks way better than it does in the game engine. The game engine looks bad, but I wanted to start with the opening cinematic, not just because it's the beginning of the game, but if you remember, kind of back then, 3D animators were kind of just starting to get to where water didn't look awful. In fact, it looked pretty darn good.
It did.
And so for a while, everything was, how can we shoehorn water into this so that we can show off how good this water looks? And that's basically what the opening to Sonic Adventure is. It's just put water everywhere.
Well, also to show off Chaos.
Yeah. Well, but I think Chaos was
water-based.
He's a water-based monster, and I think it's specifically so that they could do this. Now, unfortunately, once you get into the game, all the water effects look about as good as they did in Super Mario 64. So, in game, the water doesn't look great, but in the little cinematics and stuff, I guess what they call it, the FMVs, the water actually looks pretty stinking good. So that's what all that is. And so there's a lot of water in this game. But that's not all the game is. The game is supposed to be
too much water.
7.8.
Or 7.8 out of 10. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Whatever it was. Which I was such a weird criticism to have of a game. Okay, yes, that was the opening cinematic. So this is the first proper Sonic game to be in 3D. Sonic 3D Blast was not actually 3D. It's in 2D. It's in an isometric view. And Sonic R, which is technically the first full Sonic game to be in 3D, is not like part of the main Sonic series canon, or
it's a spin-off game.
Yeah, it's a spin-off. It's a racing game. Mario Kart is not part of the Mario story and series and stuff.
You mean to tell me that Mario doesn't actually go-karting with his nemesis?
No, not on a like a regular basis anyway. Just like once every console generation.
Oh, okay. Right. It's like the Olympics.
About once every 5 years or so. So yeah, that's that. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, it's first 3D Sonic game. And it's pretty obvious that they weren't really sure what they were doing as far as I'm concerned. They did add to Sonic's arsenal of moves a homing attack, which I do think was a good idea. Because if the point of killing enemies is, you're running really fast and you're trying to hit enemies, that's really easy to do, easy-ish to do in 2D. But in 3D, that would have been a freaking nightmare. So that was a good addition. Obviously, you don't have to duck to go into a spin attack. You hit a single button because there's no ducking in this game. But the game is sectioned off into 5 sections. 5 little small stories that tell the big story of what's happening here, which is that Dr. Robotnik, Sonic keeps calling him Eggman in the game.
This is when they changed the name.
Well, right, but Sonic's calling him Eggman, but every time Sonic calls him Eggman, Eggman gets irritated at him and corrects him to Robotnik. It's kind of funny. Because if you know anything about how his name is over in Japan, it's always been Eggman. It got changed to Robotnik here in the States. And nowadays, he's just Eggman. Like in the new Sonic games, I haven't played Sonic Forces, but I know in Sonic Generation, modern Robotnik is Eggman.
Yeah.
Old Robotnik is Robotnik. And so in Sonic Adventure here, Sonic's actually calling him Eggman, and it's getting on Robotnik's nerves. So I guess that's a little meta joke that's sort of humorous. It's about the only funny thing about this game so far.
No, the physics are pretty funny.
The physics are pretty funny too.
The physics are pretty funny, and the hitboxes.
So Robotnik has, or Eggman, or whatever you want to call him, has found this creature called Chaos, and he's trying to feed him Chaos Emeralds. And as you saw in the opening cinematic, he's this weird water-based creature, and Sonic is trying to collect all the Chaos Emeralds before Robotnik does. And Robotnik he wants to take over the city that this takes place in, which I think this is the first time that we see in a Sonic game where there's humans running around that exist, like other than Robotnik.
I was gonna say
there's just normal humans that are running around. They live in a city. They're doing their thing. They go to work. They drive cars just in a big circle because the street doesn't actually go anywhere.
It doesn't.
So there's that. I guess it's a giant city prison. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what these people did to deserve to be locked away on this.
It's like
Arkham City.
Like what's that movie? The Truman Show.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can't actually leave. And then so the city serves. Oh yeah. So I'm talking about the story. Sorry. So you play a part of the story as Sonic. Part of the story is Tails, Knuckles. I want to say Amy Rose, which is the pink hedgehog girl thing that really has a.
And I didn't realize that she was a hedgehog. I didn't know what she was. I didn't know she was a hedgehog.
Yeah,
I thought she was something else. Like, because she doesn't have spikes. So that's why.
That's true, but she still
Silver
has like
spikes, and Shadow has spikes.
Shadow has spikes.
She has hair. So
that's true. I'm sure we'll see Amy Rose in some of the videos.
She's definitely a lot more anthropomorphic than the other hedgehogs.
Right.
She looks like a human, but with the hedgehog facial features.
Right. Yeah. And then
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Yeah, that's okay. So, and the 5th part of the game is you play as this character, Biggs the cat, which
is the cat.
Big the cat, not Biggs. Big the cat, voiced by what was that guy's name?
John St. John.
Which is funny because me and Joel. Sorry, I'm doing a thing. Me and Joel like went to. I already forgot what it was. SGC, and one of the nights there, they had a roast of John St. John, and Big the cat was brought up several times, as I remember.
Yeah, somebody through like his whole, like all the characters he's done, and so it's like this random character from this random game, and Big the cat from this Sonic game, and this random character from this one, and Big the cat from that Sonic game, and it just kept going back and forth like this, and it was hilarious.
That's pretty great. I wonder if it's on YouTube anywhere that you can watch it.
It might be on Screwtack's YouTube channel. Yeah,
it might be. Yeah. Anyway,
so,
I just thought that was funny.
So the Sonic portion was, Sega's best attempt at doing what Sonic is supposed to be about, which is running fast and looking cool doing it. We'll talk about why it didn't really work here later. Tails is, and when I recorded and played this week, I only played Sonic. I didn't play any other characters, so I'm having to just remember a lot of this from when I was a kid. But if I remember right, Tails is in this weird mech thing.
Yep.
And and it's almost like a run and gun 3D platformer sort of thing. It's real weird. Knuckles is usually on these, or is that Sonic Adventure 2? I feel like Knuckles
goes around and he has to dig for emerald shards.
Yeah, he's digging for emerald shards or something weird like that. And there's this really obnoxious rap music playing. The whole time. That
I don't know if that is in the first one. That's
just
different in the first one, I think.
I was just thinking of number 2.
Yeah, because I remember number 2 a lot better, and I remember number 1.
I never really played number 1. I had 2.
Yeah.
Because I was like, ooh, look, Sonic. That looks cool. And then, well,
right.
We'll get to that when we do Sonic Adventure 2.
Inevitably. And then Amy Rose is like another kind of basic platformer, but she's got this hammer.
Got a hammer that she smacks people with.
She smacks people around with. And then Big the Cat was like a fishing game.
Yeah.
So why employ to get people to buy the fishing accessory for like Sega Bassmasters or whatever it's called. And so they're like, hey, you can go fishing in this Sonic game. It's a lot easier if you buy the fishing controller. And you could still buy them today. They're stupid, and they're not cheap either.
Yeah,
but yeah,
and I didn't have the fishing accessory when I had my Dreamcast, so
it's not an accessory. It's an actual full-blown controller.
Yeah. I didn't have that.
It's not like when you play the fishing games on the Wii, where like you take your Wii remote and you put it in this thing.
Right.
No, it's a full controller that is that. It's got the little crank and the trigger to cast your line and nonsense.
Right.
Sorry. I'm getting way too upset about this and I shouldn't be.
So I have the very first time that you get to play as Sonic pulled up here on my video. Here we go. So it's actually a boss fight with Chaos for the first time. Oh, no, I thought they were going to talk, but they're not going to see that. And this is actually one of the big fundamental problems with this game is you'll notice that I'm stuck in this arena. So I'm supposed to be Sonic. The point of Sonic is run around and really fast and look cool doing it. But I'm in this enclosed area where I can't really move a whole lot. I mean, I'm running in circles to dodge all these attacks, but it's just, and by the way, the camera is keeping Sonic and the enemy in view for me. There's no such thing as like Z targeting in this. The Dreamcast controller also only had one analog stick. So the only camera control that I have is the L and R triggers to rotate the camera one way or the other. So in there, I just beat Chaos, and it's gonna tally up a score, and it was just not good. I'll now that's over, I'll actually pull up the what do you call it, the actual playing the game. So in the first level and stuff. Anyway, so that's the fundamental problem with this game, is it kind of ignored what made Sonic games good for trying to be 3D. And I'm sure there was probably a lot to do with, by the time the Dreamcast came out, it was 1999. The N64 had been out 3 years.
Yeah.
At this point now. The PlayStation did 3D, the N64 did 3D, the Saturn could fake 3D, sort of. I mean, I guess it could do polygons because that was Sonic R was on, but it just wasn't designed for it. Yeah. And so that Sega hadn't really gone into 3D yet. And so I'm sure the part of it was like, oh, we're behind. We need to get on this. Nintendo's killing it with Banjo-Kazooie and Super Mario 64 and all that stuff. And so they put this thing together. But what they fundamentally forgot about Sonic was that, Mario is about precision platforming. Sonic is not.
No.
Sonic is about running fast and looking cool doing it. That's what Sonic is about. And it and I don't want to say it doesn't work in 3D, because Sonic Generations is pretty good. Even the 3D parts of it are pretty good. It can be done. They just missed so hard on this one. It was so bad.
Well, what's funny is, like, after you play through the first act of pretty much every 2D Sonic game, it slows down significantly, and they have you do precision platforming with Sonic.
Yeah.
And
so the first level of the game, which
but having you do a boss fight first thing out, that's a bad idea. That's not Sonic.
Horrible idea. But I'm trying to get here to where I'm at the first level, and the first level is, let's just run really fast and look pretty decent doing it. And it wasn't a bad level. It's not a great level. There's a lot of moments where you just get stopped. Like, all your momentum is just gone because you hit a wall and they want you to jump over something and you couldn't see it or whatever. I was telling Nolan, actually, before we started recording, there's this, and I want to find it here. Oh, come on. Maybe it was in the first. And I hate that I'm having to stop and look for this thing. Well, here, one of y'all take over talking for me.
Well, I don't know anything about this game.
And my laptop overheated, so I was gone there for a little bit. So I got it kind of reconfigured, and I closed most of the tabs.
Well, let's talk about this fishing controller.
There you go.
Because it's an actual controller for extra challenge, you can use it with other games, besides fishing games.
That's true.
Like playing Mario with a Guitar Hero controller, or Dark Souls. People have done that.
Dark Souls with the Guitar Hero controller.
Dark Souls with the Guitar Hero controller. So,
although I have heard that someone, like, in Japan, beat Dark Souls. It was either, I don't know if it was Dark Souls or like some kind of a shmup using that Bassmaster controller.
I believe it.
It was ridiculous. And like,
there were shmups on the Dreamcast, and so if you get good enough, I'm sure you could beat one of those with a fishing controller.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
to hear about. But
all right, so I have my first level playthrough going through. So for those of you who are at home who are watching this, you can see, like, I'm running and it's fast and it's pretty smooth, and the game's doing everything it can to keep me on the path, including there's these little bumpers that are keeping me from running into the wall. And we get to a loop here and the camera pans out. But eventually we're going to get to this part where this whale starts destroying this wooden dock.
There's an orca. Yes.
And actually, I think I'm getting pretty close to it. And I remember when the game before it came out, and you'd see Dreamcast kiosk like in Walmart or Sam's Club or wherever it is you're at, and they would have this thing with the orca playing as part of the demo, and it looked really cool. Actually, here I'm at it right now, so I'm running, and eventually the okay, yeah. So now the camera's in front of me, and the orca's destroying this thing. Okay, now while I'm playing, and you just saw me die. I'm holding the direction that Sonic is running, thinking, that's what I need to be doing to keep him running. And what was happening was, because I was actually putting input, and what you might not be able to see because it's happening really fast, is there's these boost pads that are propelling Sonic forward. So I can actually put the controller down, and the game will essentially play this part of it for me. I don't have to do anything. But because I'm inputting something, I miss the very last boost pad and go off the dock. And I do this like 4 or 5 times before I finally figure out, just stop moving, and the game will do it for me. And that is a lot of what is wrong, not just with this Sonic game, but modern 3D Sonic games in general. Is there, while trying to make Sonic run fast and look cool doing it, they're making you do things that are just, it's almost like a quick time event where you're better off just not doing anything and letting the game do it for you. And that's not fun.
Well, what's funny is there's like a spot there. Sorry, like at like that loop-de-loop thing.
That
I've noticed other people that have played have had an issue with like falling through the ground into the abyss.
Yeah.
Right there. And I could see right at that same spot, like Sonic is like sliding over to that spot, and like you just missed like being sucked in. It was really funny to see that same thing, and that it kept happening.
Yeah, the whole loop-de-loop doesn't have collision detection, so if you're too far off, you just
that makes sense.
Or it's funny, like right there when you're running on the wall. I know there's like a thing where you can like be walking like the slowest thing, and like
that's in Sonic 06.
Yeah, and
is that 06? I thought that was in this one.
That is in this one. You're not required to have any sort of momentum to keep Sonic up on the wall. You can just, I don't know that you can just stand there, but you don't have to be going very fast. In fact, it just happened to me now when you guys see it on the Twitch stream. It'll catch up to you. But yeah, that's
wow.
That's in this.
I see.
It's and I mean, I get it. You want the player to be able to go on that path, but it looks silly.
Yeah. But there are parts in Sonic 06. I don't want to talk about a game that's even worse than this, but like, yeah, you could jump over the boost pad and then just casually walk through the loop-to-loop. And I think, the Game Grumps did this, and like Aaron kind of lost it at that point.
Oh, it's one of my favorite things is to watch him play this. It's like I put in like the group chat thing, like there's a best of that this guy did of this game, and I think half of it is just Aaron trying to fish for that frog. It's just
and getting
so much
angrier and angrier.
It's but
anyway, I didn't want to talk about this game so I could just dump on it all day long.
No, of course not.
But so there are some good things in this game, and we talked a little bit about when we were reading through who helped make the game, the composers. As is the case in most Sonic games, the music is anywhere from pretty good to great. I don't know that there's a bad. Well, I don't know. Maybe if I pulled up some Big the Cat levels, maybe the music is garbage. But the music is generally pretty good in this game. Another thing, and you'll have to go look up. I'm sure you can find reviews of people playing this game. Instead of like in a lot of 3D games at this time, they just didn't have their mouths move when they were talking. They decided to have all the characters' mouths move in this. The lip sync is non-existent. It looks stupid and terrible. The voice acting is awful and amateurish. It's just, it was not a great entry for Sonic. I believe my brother here in the chat said that this was this was the beginning of Sonic's slow descent into bad games. I would argue that actually started happening before this. Sonic R comes to mind. It's not a good game. I don't remember having great memories of Sonic 3D Blast, though to be fair, I haven't beat it. I haven't played it all the way through. Maybe it gets better the longer you play it, but I seem to remember that it wasn't fantastic. And I also haven't played... There was a Sonic... I say it was a Sonic game. I guess it was a Sonic game for 32X, but it didn't have Sonic in it. It was Knuckles something.
What?
Knuckles Chaotix?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was any good or not. No idea.
That's the one that introduces the Team Chaotix from Sonic on the GameCube.
Is it Heroes or
Sonic Heroes? Yes.
Yeah, because there's the Bumblebee guy and the alligator. Yeah, that's all. Knuckles, all of his friends.
Yeah,
show up. Though, yeah. So I guess maybe Knuckles Chaotix was the beginning of the Sonic and his friends thing that they insist on doing every game, because that happened in this game. It happens in Sonic Adventure 2. They're just, it's like they're trying to get it so that you play as Sonic as little as possible, and it's something I just don't understand.
It's weird because every single time Sonic is the best part of any game,
right? And then so that the other characters, because in a 2D Sonic, there's not a whole lot of difference in playing Tails and Knuckles and Sonic. Tails has the flying ability, Knuckles can glide. Maybe Sonic is slightly faster and jumps higher. I know he jumps higher than Knuckles. Knuckles has a lower jump height than the other two characters,
but he glides,
right? But so in order to differentiate between the characters, like in this game, they put Tails in this little mech thing, and Knuckles just doesn't run very fast. He walks like a normal person. But then in Sonic Mania that just came out recently, there you had all the characters, they behave the same, with the exception of Tails flies and Knuckles has his gliding thing. In the chat, a friend of the show, Anafix, is remember what happened to Spyro? Did Spyro get a bunch of... I mean, I know he turned into Skylanders.
Yep.
Is that what's being referenced there? Or?
I think so.
Okay. I didn't know if some of the 3D games, he had a butt ton of friends or something silly like that. So
no.
Well, Spyro didn't originally have friends like the Skylanders. Now it was him and 3 other characters.
Yeah.
Not this whole group of people. And yeah, he was in one Skylanders game, and then that's it.
And then Activision gave him the boot.
Well, that was the whole draw of Skylanders. Look, you can play as Spyro. Right. And then after that, Spyro? it was just everything else. I don't know.
Pepperidge Farms remembers Spyro. All right. We are in a little bit of a time crunch today because Nolan has to go do his boss's job. Does that mean you get paid like your boss?
No, but it means that I get a 12-hour day instead of 6, so I get paid for that entire day.
There you go. That works. You should ask for a raise.
Yeah, after working for 2 weeks, I'll ask for a raise.
You should.
That'll work out well.
Give me his phone number. I'll call him. We'll have a little chit chat. Figure this out. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and move on into the closing part of the show. For those of you who are new to the show, maybe this is your first episode. The show's usually longer, but due to scheduling, we decided to shorten it. And considering that this game is not very good, it worked out pretty good. It worked out all right. So moving on to the closing part of the game, we like to play 2 games. First is guess the Metacritic score of the game that we're talking about, which this game is probably new enough to have one. So I'm going to look that up. And for the record, the footage that you guys were watching was actually of Sonic Adventure DX for the PC.
Director's cut.
not long after this game came out, Sega was not doing real well financially, and they exited the console market. Of course, not before they managed to get Sonic Adventure 2 made and some other things, but they exited the console market, and eventually Sonic Adventure came to the GameCube. It's now on the PC. I want to say it eventually found its way to the PS2 and the Xbox, but I know definitely it was on the GameCube. So, so the footage you were watching was for Sonic Adventure DX. That's actually also what the Metacritic score that I have here in front of me is for. It is not for the original. So we play this Price is Right style. So how it goes is whoever gets closest to the Metacritic score without going over is the winner of bragging rights to say that they guessed what the Metacritic score for this game was. We go in the order that the games are picked. So since Joel's turn to pick the game for next week, he's actually going to go first, and then Nolan will go. And then obviously, if those of you who are in the group want to guess, go ahead and throw your numbers out there, and we'll see how close everybody gets. So, Joel, what is the Metacritic score for Sonic Adventure 2?
We're not doing 2.
I'm sorry, Sonic Adventure DX. That's what I meant to say.
It's let's see, DX, so it's the re-release. So they would be comparing it to the original. So I don't know. I'm just gonna say 70.
70. All right, Nolan.
I do know this was very well received when it was on the Dreamcast, so it's kind of hoping that's going to make some difference. But this is after the fact. 70. I'll go 75. Sure.
All right. We have a guess from the audience from Anifix67. I'm going to go ahead and tell all three of you are over.
Oh, no.
So, Joel, guess again.
65?
Nolan?
I feel too
high. Let's see. Go with 57.
All right. Anifix
has
is
59.
59. And Nolan hit it on the head. Woo! 57 is the Metacritic score for Sonic Adventure DX.
Wait, no, that's
the user score is a 7.8. So there's a pretty big gap between how gamers felt about it and how critics felt about it. So that's interesting. Critics were much more forgiving. I find that, especially assuming that fans of Sonic are the ones who were the type of person who would be likely to get on here and vote, I would imagine that has something to do with it. I consider myself a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think 57 is a little generous for this game. I'd have been like maybe 40 something. But that's just because it's not fantastic. So yeah, anyway. All right, now we go to the part of the show where we're going to play 20 questions. So how we do this here on Original Gamers Podcast is we take turns picking the game. It goes me, Joel, and Nolan. Since I was this week, Joel is next week. He hopefully already has his game picked.
Yes.
But he came prepared today, folks.
No, I literally just picked it. So, well, it sounded like I was prepared.
So yeah.
But I was like, all right, I got it. Right,
so he knows what the game is.
Yes.
He knows what the game is. Nolan and I do not know what the game is. And we have 20 questions to ask, yes or no questions, and figure out what that game is. Nolan likes asking really silly questions, and I enjoy those silly questions. So I'm going to let him go first. Also, for those of you who are in the audience, if you would like to throw some questions out there to maybe give Nolan and I some help, we greatly appreciate it. So, all right, Nolan, first question.
All right. Let's see. What's something good? Okay. Do you in this game, is there a strange form of currency that is used other than, say, like dollars or gold? Like, yeah. Is there some very strange currency?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
All right.
I
No
don't think that question even
strange,
applies.
no strange currency that you spend on things in the game.
You spend things.
All right. Was this game released before January 1st, 2000?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Did this game come out before January 1st, 1990?
No.
All right, so we're dealing with a 90s game. Was this game originally exclusive to the platform?
We're gonna have another Tomb Raider situation. No.
Oh.
This is a game most people know, but they associate it with a specific console.
Interesting.
Yeah. I know I totally just threw you a bone because I know you're not gonna get it if I just said no.
All right.
Okay. You see, I can't even do that. Is the console? It's mainly. Well, no, never mind. Was this on a Nintendo console?
Yes.
Okay.
Was it on the Super Nintendo?
No.
Okay.
So this is a 90s game.
Yeah. Was this on the Game Boy?
No.
Okay.
Was it on the N64?
Yes.
Okay.
I might know what it is.
Patrick's look is awesome.
You know what it is?
Well, I got a pretty good idea, but go ahead and ask what you're gonna ask.
Okay. Was this a racing game?
No.
All right. Does everybody associate this game with the PlayStation?
No.
Oh, it's not Resident Evil then. Okay.
Oh.
There was a Resident Evil on N64.
Yeah, there was.
There was?
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
No.
On N64? No.
Yeah, and like
the Resident Evil game to come to a Nintendo console was the remake on GameCube.
Yeah.
No, okay, hang on.
Resident Evil 2? Yeah, I'm not asking you. That's
Wait, Resident Evil 2 was on GameCube? Okay, I didn't.
Resident Evil 2 was on the N64.
I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. I had no idea.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
All right then.
Okay.
All right then.
All right.
What
was that question 10?
Patrick's was question 10 when you asked.
Okay, yeah.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Okay.
Halfway there.
Let's see.
It also was not a good version of Resident Evil 2, by the way.
I imagine
Yeah,
not.
I imagine it was.
Yeah, no. Okay, it was on the N64. It was on multiple consoles. Was this a big game? Like, is this something that people know about, or is it like kind of okay?
Yeah. People know this game.
Okay.
Okay, well, is the system that everybody associates it with the N64?
Yes.
Okay. So it was probably on the PlayStation, or maybe it could have been a really early Dreamcast or PS2 game, but I would imagine it's PlayStation.
Well, PS2 didn't come out till 2000 though.
Yeah,
or like
N64 was the GameCube didn't come out till 2002, so it's 2 more years of the N64.
Yes, but he said it came out before.
Oh, right. So okay, yeah. So then it could have been a very early Dreamcast game, which I don't think so. So we're probably talking it's also on the PlayStation or the Saturn. But everybody associates it with the N64, and that's weird because the N64 did not have great third-party support.
It didn't. It really didn't. I'm like at a loss here.
It wasn't a racing game. We already determined.
Okay, not a racing game. Is it a puzzle game?
No.
Okay.
Is it a platformer?
No.
Shoot.
Man, no, because I don't really associate that with the N64.
Oh.
You guys are really stumped.
Yeah.
What sucks is I'm pretty sure the only N64 games I ever owned were exclusive to the N64.
Oh. Yeah, me too.
You gotta ask better questions.
I know we do.
I know. It's just apparently it's a well-known game. It's not a party or racing game. Not a platformer.
You people in the audience aren't any help.
Come on. Yeah, right. The audience is dead right now.
Yeah, throw us a bone here.
Yeah. Go ahead, Patrick. I can't. I'm like.
Is it Japanese developed?
No. That's 15 questions.
Oh my word!
What?
I'm building a sparrow. I'm trying to. Is a sparrow a kind of vehicle?
In Destiny.
We're
Okay.
dealing with a Western developed N64 game.
That's not only on the N64.
Right, a Western developed N64 game that everybody associates with the N64, but is not exclusive to it. And it's not GoldenEye. It's not Perfect Dark. I don't think it's... No, it would be Quest 64. It's got freaking 64 in the name.
Also, that was a terrible game.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick that game.
It's a terrible game.
And it's an RPG, so he wouldn't want it.
Yeah. It's not a... The only other thing is like racing or puzzle or platformer.
Hold up. Was Turok on something else?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Because that was developed by Acclaim?
Oh, rip Acclaim.
I think Turok was on something else.
I'm looking.
I feel like it was.
Okay.
Suspense is killing this guy.
Hang on. In the same year that Turok came out for the N64, it was also released on Windows.
Oh.
That could be it. I'm saying it. So ask a question that might lead you to this.
Do you shoot dinosaurs in this game?
I haven't finished it, but that's not mainly what you shoot. So
okay.
Well, then I can't be Turok then. Oh, dang it. But he says it's not mainly what you shoot, so you do shoot something.
I'm surprised you haven't asked that yet. Do you shoot things like?
Oh my gosh! No, Killer Instinct's a fighting game.
Yeah.
And at the time, Killer Instinct was Rare. Rare was still solidly a Nintendo, so it wouldn't have come out on something else. Okay, I'm trying to think of first-person shooters on the N64 that were not Turok, GoldenEye, or Perfect Dark.
Wait, wasn't Quake on the 64?
There was a Quake 64.
There is a Quake 64. Okay, was this? Oh, but nobody would sit there and think that that's primarily.
No one assumes it's.
Would think.
No, dang it!
So that can't be it.
I'm like, wait.
Nobody associates Doom with the N64 either.
Yeah, nobody would. Yeah,
there was a Doom 64 also.
64.
Yeah.
There was a Doom on the Super Nintendo. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Jet Force Gemini was exclusive because it was a Rare game.
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh.
Shoot. Well,
as soon as he tells us, we're gonna be like, oh
hang on.
Gosh.
What question? What question was that?
I think the last one was 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
because you've been doing a lot of like sussing out and haven't been asking me questions.
I mean, I feel like I'm throwing this away, but I do kind of want to know: is it a first-person shooter?
No.
Okay, so it's third person. And what made me think of that was when Anifix mentioned Jet Force Gemini. I was like, that is a shooter, but it's not first person.
You haven't finished it yet,
And
so
Joel
that's not
hasn't finished it.
It's kind of rare for me not to have finished this kind of game.
Nolan, can you think of a question yet?
Some interesting noises.
I know. I'm trying to think. Like what?
Wow, I'm really sorry you guys are stumped at this. You need to ask the right question. Like, as soon as you ask the right question, like I think you.
Okay, can I throw a question out there?
For it. Go for it.
Is it a Star Wars game?
Yes.
Okay. What question are we on?
That was 17.
That was 17. Was this an N64 launch game?
No.
No. Then it's not that. Oh, wait. No, it didn't launch on the N64. It came out like 2 or 3 months later. Okay, this is question 19, right?
Yeah, this will be 19.
Yeah.
Okay, is this about what the crap is that guy's name? Blah 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 blah. Where you at? What? No, why do I feel like I know his name, but I want to make sure I get it. Is it about Dash Rendar?
No.
What the crap?
If you'd been looking at the chat, you would have known that.
Yeah. I don't know.
The only other thing I've got is Rogue Squadron.
Yes.
Oh.
So
what else was it on?
It was on Windows. Like almost every Star Wars game that's on console is also on Windows.
Son of it. Well, we still got it.
You still got it. Technically, on the last chance. But yeah, Anifex got it before you did. Like minutes. Like it was sitting there in the chat, and I was like, "Oh crap, are they gonna see this?" Yeah. So
wait, that's not. You don't all. We asked you. I asked you shoot dinosaurs. You said that's not all you shoot. Do you shoot dinosaurs in Rogue Squadron?
I don't know. I haven't finished it.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He didn't say that you did.
I thought you said that's not all you shoot. That's why I was like, wait a minute. That's why I was confused. I'm like, Star Wars.
Well, like in Turok, that's pretty much all you shoot is dinosaurs.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Okay, but you don't like. I don't know if there is a dinosaur shooting level.
There might be
in Rogue Squadron. Yeah, there might be. I never finished it, but so this was released December 3rd, 1998 on Windows. But everybody thinks this is an N64 game.
Yeah,
that came out on December 7th, 1998. So the same week, I think, just a few days later. But I picked this game because it's the 25th anniversary of Star Wars X-Wing for the PC.
Oh, Star Wars X-Wing. We're in a car now.
In February. There was no exact date, I don't think, for the X-Wing game. It just said it was 25th anniversary in
Okay. Kelly in the chat is saying Shadows of the Empire was a launch game, and I thought it was too. But the N64 launched in the United States on September 26, 1996. Shadows of the Empire did not come out until that December. So I guess maybe it was in that what they call the launch window, but it did not come out the day the N64 came out. It was actually a few months there. Because I thought that too. I thought it was a launch game, but then I looked up on Wikipedia and it was like, oh, well, no, it's not. So,
but that was 1996, and this Rogue Squadron came out in 1998.
Yeah,
so I was like, no, this is not a launch game.
Yeah. So, yep, there you go. All right, thanks for watching. We're gonna plug some things. I'll tell our audio listeners what music they're going to get. So if you do listen to the podcast on audio, you're going to get to experience the best part of Sonic Adventure. Those of you who are watching it on Twitch and YouTube, because Twitch and YouTube don't like us playing things like that, you're not going to hear it. All right, Baseman, where can we find you on the internets?
You can find me at Baseman214, Baseman21491. Or Icy Water Falcon, and that's bass, like audio bass, not like bass guitar, not
all your
like,
bass.
All your bass belong to us, and or it's not bass, it's bass.
Bass, man.
Bass. Why are we fighting? Enemies.
You also stream weekly right here on twitch.tv/CrossforgeGaming.
I do, in fact. For whatever reason, everyone has decided that I must play Dark Souls, which is fine because I like Dark Souls.
You're the Dark Souls guy, according to
I forgot I put my name in the chat. So we finished the first one, so now we're going through Dark Souls 2, which I have never played before. And so it's very entertaining because I don't know where any of the traps or ganks or items are, so I die a lot. Yeah, so we're gonna go through there. We're going through there, basically getting about 2 bosses a stream. So only about another 18 streams to go.
Wait a second. And in fact, is saying you need to get a shield. Do you get shields in Dark Souls? I thought that was a Bloodborne thing.
Vice versa.
Oh,
no.
There is one shield in Bloodborne, but other than that, you parry with a gun.
That's right.
Dark Souls, you definitely have a shield. In fact, I had one in Dark Souls 1. I just never had it out, really, except when I was parrying Gwyn to death. Yeah, because I used a shield to kill the pursuer because I couldn't actually attack him well enough. I did keep doing that, but I have
guns do not make good shields.
No, they don't.
They do when you shoot someone and then they can't attack you.
It's true.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is. Anyway, so
logic.
You can also type !fine in our Twitch chat and get a quote from Mr. Nolan Brown. For those of you who are
buy the T-shirt.
Yes, buy the T-shirt. You can actually, Kelly, I made you a mod so you could post links. Go find that link and post it in the chat.
We don't get anything from it.
We don't get anything from it. It's just funny, and it's free advertising. You can tell everybody you saw it here on CrossForge Gaming. So I know this is thinking ahead, but when you run out of Dark Souls games, what are you gonna do then?
I don't know. Like Nathan and Jimmy are making me want to play Hollow Knight. Like all talking about this makes me want to do that. Because after Dark Souls 2, hopefully by then my PS4 will show up finally. I'm gonna play Bloodborne. I'm also gonna play Dark Souls 3. And then one of my friends who keeps showing up in the chat said he was going to let me borrow his PS3 and so I can play Demon Souls.
There you go.
After that, I don't really know. I think everyone got really psyched when I said, yeah, sure, I'll play Ikaruga or Ikaruga.
Yes!
So we'll see about how well that works. But yeah, so there's a couple different things. I'll probably put another poll thing in the Facebook group and see what y'all want me to play.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Joel, where can we find you?
Anywhere you can find me on the internet. You can find me under Obi-Watt Kenobi. That would be on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and other places where people play games. Sorry, I'm looking at this horribly long link.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what Kelly did.
And Twitch didn't even convert it into a hyperlink, so you can't even.
Yeah, you need to put a space between, the link and the last word.
Yeah.
There, Kelly.
There
That's kind of how the internet works.
Go use Google's URL shortener.
It's not okay, he's trying to post the Facebook link as part of the problem.
Oh, yeah.
If he had actually navigated to where the postcard is hosted, then
it probably wouldn't have looked so bad.
That's what he eventually did, but my goodness.
Nolan, if you played Monster Hunter World on PC, oh wait, but you can't because your PC is sad.
The PC version won't be out until fall, but it might take you that long to get through all these Dark Souls games.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a while for me to get. Well, once I get through Dark Souls 2, like I'm gonna cruise through the third game. Like, I played that more than anything. So
I mean, Monster Hunter World is on the Xbox One. You could play that.
That's true.
I could. I'm waiting for the PS4 because all my friends have it on that. So
well, if you
it's gonna be,
if you get it for PS4, I won't be playing with you because I don't have mine anymore. But
I might get it for the Xbox One as also, just because I love Monster Hunter.
Is probably the best game to start the series in if you've never played before.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Probably.
And so I'm seriously considering it. If a bunch of people will get it on PS4. If not, then I'll get it on PC and play with everyone else on PC.
There we go.
Yeah,
because a lot of our people that our contributors play on PC.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that now that I have the second job to try and get a desktop, build a computer for sure.
Yeah, I bet you could build your desktop before your PS4 shows up.
That's just mean.
That's a challenge.
The gauntlet's been thrown. I bet I could save up the money to go buy another PS4 and then trade it in for something that I like better before you showed up.
Probably, because you could just go to the store and buy one.
All right. You can find me around here at CrossForge Gaming on twitch.tv/CrossForge Gaming, youtube.com/CrossForge Gaming. I've started doing little short clips there that are between 5 and 10 minutes long where I just sit down in front of the green screen and I talk about a topic that I'm interested in. I talked about Xbox Game Pass and Microsoft announcing that all their new games are going to be on day one on Xbox Game Pass. I talked about Nintendo shutting down Miitomo coming up here real soon. I talked about the fact that PlayStation Network just seems to be down all the time, and I don't know what that's all about, but it's not a news show. It's just me giving my opinion on something. And the first episode of that actually is me explaining why I decided to not do a news show and instead do this thing where I give my opinion. And I'm going to be encouraging my other CFG contributors to start adding to that, just sitting down in front of a camera, picking a topic and talking about it, because I don't want it to just be me. I want to hear what other people think about things. Jimmy said that the very first one he was going to shoot was about how my video about how I'm interested in Nintendo Labo was wrong. I don't know what that's about. So I guess we're going to get a rivalry going on.
That's because he doesn't like Nintendo, and he's a sad and angry man.
Even though he has a Switch. So
does he really see?
He doesn't play it.
No, he not really. I think the most he's played it recently was he played Mario Kart 8 with us.
And he hated every minute of it.
He did. You'll find me on Patty Plays Pathetically. You find me doing the Friday night community game nights. We do Jackbox. We play other games. And, of course, you can find me right here on Original Gamers Podcast. So that's going to do it for the show. Oh, music. When you came in, if you're listening to the audio-only version, when we came into the show, you heard the theme song from Sonic Adventure, Open Your Heart. It's actually pretty good. And leaving the show, you're going to hear the second half of the first level, which I'm pretty sure is called Emerald Coast. Even though they aren't specifically divided up into Act 1 and Act 2 like most Sonic games, there is a distinct break in. There's like a midpoint in the levels. It's sort of seamless almost. But if you play the game, you know it when you see it. So you're going to be hearing the second part of the Emerald Coast theme song. That's going to do it here for Original Gamers Podcast. Since we are early, a bunch of our contributors are going to be playing a game called Laser League. It is in beta right now, and it's free. And I think tonight is the last night to be in on the beta. So go to Steam, search for Laser League, download the game, get in on the beta. I don't know who's hosting that because it's not going to, because my throat is actually still bothering me. I just pushed through like a trooper for this show. So someone else will be hosting it. I might be around to play. Yeah, I know. I need to do something. So anyway, that is there's a link for it in the chat. So that's going to do it here.
Thank you, Kelly, for being on top of it.
On Original Gamers Podcast. Darman is hosting that. We will see you. Next week is the Super Bowl. So because even though we don't care about sports, we like going to Super Bowl parties and eating junk food. So unless we can get together and decide on another time to record that episode, the Rogue Squadron episode will most likely not happen until February
on the
11th. But if we find another night to do it, and we'll let everybody know. But otherwise, plan on the next episode of this being on February 11th. All right, love you guys, and we'll see you around. Have a good one.
Be good, bye, everybody.